name is Mel Sams, and I'm the Managing Associate of Sams the Fourth CPA PA, located in the Tampa Bay region of Florida. I founded the firm back in 2014 after spending about 8 years with a larger local firm. We offer income tax planning and compliance services, as well as audit and review, trustee, and litigation support services, in addition to some other specialized items. I was first introduced to Analytix actually by something of a coincidence. One of my large clients was utilizing Analytix to provide finance and accounting services on some of the projects around the country and really around the world that they managed in the real estate world. And I was providing CFO services to my client at that point in time. They had brought me up to that level from the tax compliance and planning that we were already doing. So I remember very well, I was on a conference call. It was an afternoon. It was myself and my client, as well as one of our general managers in the field, and Nalan Patel, who is a US manager for Analytix. And the call went really well. We were discussing some strategic financial initiatives that we were going to be launching in the upcoming weeks. And so we had this great call, and then after the call, I made the comment, hey guys, I'm gonna hop off. I'm in Fort Lauderdale tonight for a conference. And Nalan said, hey, wait a minute, I'm in Fort Lauderdale too. He lives there, and our client, our general manager, was in Pennsylvania, and my client was back over in Tampa Bay. So Nalan and I quickly agreed that we were gonna get together that evening and meet, which we did, and got to start getting to know each other as professionals, but also I got to start getting to know Analytix as a company and not just as a name on my client's ledger. When it comes to the problems that I was facing, it's probably easier to talk about what problems I wasn't facing instead of talking about the ones that I was. I had the trouble of how do I provide a timely, quality product to my clients. I had the problem of how do I scale my operation? How do I have a family and a life outside of the office? How do I grow a business? You know, how do I not sit here and just spin my wheels for years and years? And the bigger picture too is, how do I have a succession plan? How do I build something that's not just gonna end with me, but that could go on beyond me? And you know, all these things are going through my head. And you know, you also don't want to spend 20 hours a day in the office. That's not reasonable. It's not realistic. I wanted to see my kids grow up. And I also wanted to remain compliant with my professional standards and adhere to that. So I had all these issues, and on top of that, some of the national firms have a huge presence in the Tampa Bay region. So they're recruiting accountants, I think out of high school, it feels like. So even if I were to go to the college campuses and try to recruit talent and try to recruit workforce, they weren't going to be there. They were already spoken for. And so the job pool was so thin, but yet my business was growing and the demand was there. What stood out the most to me about Analytix, without a doubt, was the level of professionalism that they brought to the table. I had this misconception, and they showed me how wrong it was, about remote workforce, remote resources. You have these people that are out there and you don't know who they are, and there's all these horrible things happening to your data, and there's no controls and all these other things, and these real negative connotations. But when I started working with Analytix, which I did very cautiously, by the way, I wanted to do little bits and pieces just to make sure I could satisfy my own concerns. We've all heard these horror stories, but anyway, the level of professionalism just blew me away. They were not some just unknown, distant operation, but they are a well-oiled machine, a group of professionals that are there to serve their clients and to get the job done. The way that they helped me the most was by listening and by changing and adapting. That to me was the game changer. When I sat down with Analytix and told them what I needed, they came up with a plan with me. And frankly, when some things about the plan didn't work, they sat back down with me and they said, okay, these things didn't work, but we're gonna try these now. And just that willingness to listen and the flexibility made all the difference in the world. Analytix has transformed my operations by helping me to build a team. They didn't just give me unknown people in a data center somewhere to do keying into a computer or to process things behind the scenes. They actually gave me CPAs and chartered accountants and educated financial professionals, put them together, got the right people together, recruited the right people, and then gave us the tools that we needed to be successful. They helped us create policies, procedures, workflow management, IT solutions. It's way more than just here's a person that can punch keys on a computer. I remember going from being one man by myself sitting in an office trying to get work out the door, frantically hoping that something didn't happen to me or something else that would prevent it. But I don't have to worry about that anymore because now I've actually got a team of people. I have a firm. They help me build a company. My number one concern going into the relationship with Analytix, like a lot of you would probably think too, was data security. I had to be absolutely certain that my client's data would be safe and secure, being accessed from places other than in my office. And one of the things that I told Analytix in the very beginning was, before I'm going to sign on with you and before I'm willing to do this, I want to get on a plane and I want to come to India and I want to see your operation. You know, it's one thing to tell me that you do all these things and it's one thing to tell me that everything's secure, but I want to go see it with my own two eyes, and then that way I can put my stamp of approval on it when I'm giving that to my clients. And I did. And when I got there, I was very surprised to find out several things. One, they have a SOC 2 audit with a clean opinion, the IT audit that's done by a CPA firm. They're ISO 27001 certified. They have a fully secure data center with biometric technology at every door. So after seeing that and experiencing that, I knew that my client's information was going to be safe, and I was very confident turning over access to my team in that office. I see my relationship with Analytix continuing for many, many years to come in the future, and hopefully even after I'm gone from the business. I've got children I'd like to see involved, and I've got other family members I'd love to see them involved in my business, and I'm trying to build them something that's going to be there after I'm gone. You know, you never want to be a business that's surrounded by you, because then when you're gone, it stops. But I think with Analytix, we've created something and continue to create something that's going to last beyond just me and would allow someone else to come in and take over. And so from a longevity and succession planning perspective, I see our partnership continuing for an indefinite period of time in the future. And also too, they've actually started giving me other support, such as in IT and marketing and some other areas that aren't just taxes and accounting that I had other people doing. I was already using outsourced professionals to do that. So I've brought all that in-house with Analytix, and it's just a natural fit having the culture that I know is good in place in these other areas in my business as well.